This is Gulf Coast geography with information gathered from Otfos, Meyer-Arndt, and Meyer-Arndt. In Mississippi's Coast, Geology in a Nutshell by Irvin Otfos, he gives a history of the Gulf of Mexico. During the Jurassic period, the opening of a seaway leading to the Pacific Ocean led to the development of a series of high salinity interconnected lake basins that extended past the Hattiesburg region. When the Yucatan and Florida peninsulas moved southward, the sea expanded, eventually creating the Atlantic Ocean. Over time, a 1 to 3 kilometer thick salt body accumulated on the floor of the sea basin. This created thousands of salt domes to rise and penetrate the thick overlaying layers. Here you can see the salt bodies rising through Cretaceous, Paleocene, Miocene, and Pliocene layers to create the salt domes. At the end of the Mesozoic era, sea level dropped and asteroids hit the Earth, and the connection between the Gulf and the Pacific Ocean was cut off due to rising lands, diminishing the size of the Gulf. At the end of the most recent ice age, sediments carried offshore into the Gulf settled and created the Mississippi Fan, which you can see here. Otfos also talks about the erosion of barrier islands. The size and dimensions changed due to slow erosion over time, tropical storms, and interruptions in the sand supply. Low and narrow islands are easily flooded and eroded during stream storms. The Mississippi Barrier Islands have lost 2,655 acres between 1850 and 1986. You can see on the picture on the right just how much land has been lost to the sea over time. In 1887, almost all of the island was connected in some way, and by 2005, there's barely a shadow of what the island once was. In Human-Environment Relationships Along the Mississippi Coast by Meyer-Arndt, he talks about the changing shoreline. He explains how the natural shoreline eroded, and when tourism increased on the coast, some properties monopolized on the tourism factor and created man-made shorelines, which ended up withstanding the test of time better than the natural shoreline. Over time, man-made shorelines and beaches were put into place throughout the Gulf.